110th World Cup appearances. Cristiano will be up there at the front together with Joao Felix and Otavio, Fernandez and Bernardo and Neves in the midfield. Cristiano Ronaldo takes the captain's armband as well, gives him a lot of confidence, and he might just be able to perform to the standards that he likes to perform in at the World Cup. Man City's Joao Cancelo is also going to be there. Ruben Diaz. Those are the men who will be key to the success of the side today. Bruno Fernandes is there too. For the Black Stars of Ghana, they've got a very good and spicy kind of lineup, a cocktail of mixture of players plying their trade both in Europe and in other top leagues as well. Young and just tested, plus the old and so we'll be very conversant with what goes on around these sides. Cristiano Ronaldo is the captain on this other side. The center referee is Esmail Alfar. He was born in Morocco, but he's found a home in the United States and has been a constant Major League Soccer referee, becoming an international in 2016. His assistants are Carly Atkins of the US of A and Corey Parker. If you've noticed in nowadays the Yara team every time. Let's look at what the Ghana side is putting in. Andre Ayew, Abdul Samed and Partey together with Kudus up on the front. Williams probably the out-and-out striker in this side. So they've put up. The West Africans are obviously expected to give a very good performance and occasionally do surprise a lot of their fans and a lot of their opponents as well. Their biggest win in the World Cup came against the Czech Republic. That was in 2006 when they scored a 2-0 victory over them. A joint record appearance for Cristiano Ronaldo. Will that be enough to shake Andre Ayew and the Ghanaians, or will they want to stop him short and let the record end at that? At the moment now then, Africa's other contenders will be getting into action against a seasoned campaigner in the World Cup. And I am in the company of a man who actually was on his feet with his hands to his heart when the national anthem of Ghana was playing just now. And Charles Akunor was just recently the coach of the Ghanaian national team, giving way to Otto Addo and Chris Hughton. Charles, a lot is happening back at home. Do you think it's going to affect the team today, or will they put everything away and concentrate on the game?
Well, I believe they are focused. They believe we believe they will do something. Beautiful atmosphere, and I can't wait to see what both teams have to offer.
Oh, they crashed out of the group stage in 2014, making headlines when they flew in $3 million in cash to Brazil. You remember that one, Charles?
Yes.
Did you see the money with your eyes?
Nah.
$3 million in cash to Brazil, just because the team was unhappy about unpaid allowances. And they were very serious about making sure that there isn't any discontent. Well, this time around, the discontent is not about the money, at least not as yet. And Portugal begin with a very moderate tempo, just wanting to be able to move the ball around. That's the first real physical touch. Fernando Santos obviously indicating how he wants the game to go and how quickly he wants it to move as well. But looking at the formations of the two sides, Charles, what do you think will happen? Otto Addo is the man here. Has he relinquished his position at the club that he takes care of in Germany, or is he still there as well?
I think he's still there.
So he's holding both. Is he as a caretaker coach then with Ghana?
Exactly.
And that could be one of those things that doesn't do well for the side. Although the gamble to pick him up at that time worked, because they secured qualification over Nigeria due to away goals rule, but performed badly at the Cup of Nations in January. They picked only 1 point. In the same group, they were insisting that Baba Rahman must come down. The Reading player was coming a little bit hard in the tackle that he was involved in just a few minutes ago. And they wouldn't want to be knocked out in the last 16. Unlike in 2014 when they failed to make the knockout round. So I've not moved to the last 16 since 2006. Things should motivate them to play better and work harder in the game. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United midfielder, leaves the corner to be taken. There'll be a lot of focus on Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got an ability to rise above everybody else, literally, on the field most of the times to attack those balls, and that's the one quality that makes Cristiano Ronaldo a very special player in any team.
Yeah, I think so. Not just him, Fernandes, Felix, they all have that quality, and Ghana has to be very, very careful in that sense.
What do you think of the Ghanaian selection itself, the team itself?
Yeah, it's more, it looks a little bit defensive. They are defending with 5 men. I'm looking forward to how they will attack. And so far, it's been more defensive. Maybe they are very careful. They warm into the game. I believe that once they warm into it, we will see them doing more attack.
Oh, it's only 5 minutes into the game then. Whether they will warm up quickly enough into the game. I'll throw into Ghana's Black Stars. That would have looked like an easy loss of position, but ultimately it goes off the field of play. I think that Alidou Seydou just let it off very easily. They're trying to cut it back and get it. Abdul Samid as well doesn't go to it. Got space on the right side, the Portuguese side. And then it's switched on to the other side by Bruno Fernandes. For better hunting grounds. Down on the left side, allowing a move right into the box, then ultimately cutting it off. Well, we know that complacency gets punished very hard in this game. Mohamed Kudus shouldn't look like he's very comfortable in the area that he's playing in. He's a midfielder. Should have been coming out as fast as he can with the ball. Almost allowed for a shot to go directly to the goalkeeper. There'll be a battle for midfield possession as usual. Then a long ball again by Fernandes. I still insist that whoever will be able to master the way this ball moves, that will have a better way of dealing with it. These are familiar faces for you, Charlie. Charles Akinor. Yeah. You'd know those faces are Ghanaian faces anywhere in the world.
Of course. They've come in numbers to support the Ghana team. It's good.
Yeah, troubling fans, just making sure that they don't miss the action. It's the beauty of sport as well, and the beauty of football. It's a big throw-in from Ghana. Kudus looking for where to be able to pass it through. Looks like there's more red shots in that midfield, playing almost box to box in that midfield.
Yeah, he has to know when to play quick. They close very early on him, close down on him very early. So he's losing so far. Majority of the balls he gets.
Good turn down onto the left side. Portugal will not be in a hurry. They're looking for quality attacks and looking for just one person to hit up at the front. Otavio is taking it very easy on that left flank and into the midfield whenever he's got the ball in that direction. It's all the way to the goalkeeper now. Diego Costa has played 7 matches for the Portuguese nation. He's on his 8th now. And he plays for the club that was made very famous by the famous Jose Mourinho. club known as FC Porto. Back to the goalkeeper. Ultimately decides to send it up at the front. The header is back by Danilo Pereira. Maybe now they'll open up a little bit of the flank as well. A long crosser. Goalkeeper is the only one who gets onto that one, right in front of Inaki Williams. It's a very difficult match to play as well, because you open up the spaces in the midfield, you will leave the control to the other team.
Exactly.
And if you don't, then again the transition becomes difficult for you on either side.
That's right. That's right. But I think both teams are very careful. They're looking to, with Portugal, they're more possessing the ball. They're looking for the space to get through, and it's not that easy. Ghana has to defend, play as a unit to make it very difficult for them.
Bruno Fernandes had found Jacob Cancelo on the other side. Joao Cancelo, I beg your pardon, on the other side. They're finding their rhythm now, but that rhythm has got to be accurate as well, and it's got to be progressive. It's not just about the rhythm, it's got to be rhythm that takes them forward. Cristiano was almost getting himself on target. It's going to be a goal kick here. Turned quite unexpectedly from a lovely ball. He doesn't know exactly how he didn't put that in the net. And I can tell you, complacency and the loss of any possession becomes a real danger to any team in these matches, Charles.
It was very good from Atiziki. Came out. The anticipation was very good. Was effective. Else it would have been dangerous for Ghana.
What about Cristiano Ronaldo's run?
He moves very well. His movement was good.
Oh, you know that Charles will be looking more at Ghana than any other thing in this match. But you've got to compliment a good move when it comes, Charles. I mean, Ronaldo suddenly just burst into the scene there, and the goalkeeper obviously cut him out, which is a good thing. He's going to go out for a throw-in. Can make out his figure anywhere in the world. Andre Ayew. He's got his brother Jordan Ayew in the team as well. Oh, this is easily taken away again by Bernardo Silva. Trying to get through the midfield. It's going to be a foul that will be given to the Portuguese side again. Well, strangely enough, it's looking like a very open match, this one, Charles.
It is. But you know, Portugal is more or less in control of the game. They're passing the ball better than Ghana. They're moving better than Ghana.
Well, Ghana certainly looking like they want an early goal, and that's why they're pushing the ball forward and going for their runs. But they've got to be accurate in the passing for that to work out. This is Ayew, Andre Ayew, turning back into the midfield. Oh, some good play that excites the fans here. And now trying to get a move up at the front became a little bit difficult. Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva was looking for an option to use. A little chip trying to get it back to Cristiano Ronaldo, who knows exactly where to place himself whenever they are attacking. Good touch by Bruno Fernandes at first, and it's cut out for a corner. Alexander Chiku, the Strasbourg man, is the one who manages to send it off the field of play, and you can see the relief by the time they try that. And here is one of those tread back jumps by Cristiano Ronaldo. Just doesn't get the connection on that one. And therein lies real danger, Charles, yes, with Cristiano Ronaldo. Look, he rises above everybody else in there.
37 years, he's still going strong. I mean, he's always the target. When they get into the box, they will look for him, and he has to position himself well. And this is exactly what he's done. It's just unfortunate for Portugal.
Well, I'll tell you for sure, one of these days we must study exactly just how he manages to spring himself that high up to go for that ball every time. And has scored a couple of goals from that position. It's going to be a little bit of a problem for Lawrence Artizigi if they don't shield him well in the defense. Again, Portugal picking up the possession in the midfield. Long ball down on the left side by Joao Cancelo.
One thing I've noticed, when the ball gets into the middle, they are quick to gain possession.
Who's
Portugal,
that?
Portugal.
They're quick to gain possession.
Yeah. They're very good, aggressive, to close them down and win possession.
That's a good quality then.
Yeah.
In a team to be able to cut down the other side. You pick it up as quickly as you can and turn it into an attack for yourself. Bernardo Silva wants to do exactly that. And Manchester City forward, then leaves it to Bruno Fernandes. He sends it out to the left side to Guerreiro. So trying to find a route down in the middle. Otavio just found himself in a difficult situation. It's going to be a foul here right in front of the referee on Andre. Spirited running around trying to get clearance on that ball, and then Andre does a better job of finding the spaces. You've got to move out of the boxes. They like to play box to box. Is that the typical play of the?
That is the thing.
Is that the typical play of the Ghanaian side?
We love to have the ball. Ghanaians love to have them, but we are keeping the ball, or Ghana is keeping the ball at the wrong position. And that is what's not good. They need to travel with the ball.
They're looking like they are box-to-box players all the time. Ruben Dias pushes it onto the left side again, starting a build-up for the Portuguese side. Have made 9 World Cup appearances, the Portuguese side. And they've got a very good FIFA ranking as well. 9th in the world in comparison to Ghana, 61st. But as we know by now, the statistics are just that, statistics. It's the 90 minutes of the game that counts. And we've seen some very interesting results, very big upsets as well in some of the matches so far. Portugal not in a hurry. And when they keep possession and roll the ball just around, it serves to frustrate the midfielders. But occasionally also gets them to lose a little bit of concentration and then go into a very fast attack. Similar to what was attempted there. Cristiano Ronaldo turning provider in that one. Now he brings it back to his former teammate at Manchester United. Well, a curve onto the right side. Gets the desired effect. Cancelo actually launched onto it. Now this is a better build-up. Kudus making sure that he sent it up at the front, but they don't have the numbers. Yeah, that's the problem then. When there are no numbers up at the front, when you go for a counter-attack, it becomes difficult, although I still believe that Thomas Partey could have gotten to that ball.
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
It was too fast.
No, I think he could have gotten to it, Charles.
Sure.
He just let it off very quickly. I mean, if he started like step before, he would have gotten to that one. Because the intention was to, make a through ball for him to run for it.
But I think
see whether he can do it again.
Okay. When Ghana gets the ball, they must come out quickly. They keep the ball too much in their half, and it's not good. what matters most is for them to get the opponent's half.
Oh, here comes Portugal. They also do like to keep the ball to themselves, but they're making sure that they keep possession as well. And they're not losing it easily. Cancelo has just pushed it onto the right side and then received it back. We go to Bruno Fernandes. Plays it back to Ruben Diaz. Well, you can see exactly what Portugal wants to do. They bring it onto the right, they try to get across in. If they can't, they bring it onto the left side, try to still get across in. They're not going through the center.
That's true. That's true. But they pass the ball to move Ghana out of position, and in a way of teasing them out of their position. But it's important for Ghana as well to work as a unit, so it becomes very difficult for them, for Portugal.
Oh, here they come again onto the right side. Otavio finding good support from Cancelo. They're not in a hurry. They will do it again and again. Just roll it round onto the left and the right until they find the perfect moment to move forward. Wow, displacing one player is probably one of the other decisions every time they're moving the ball around. Diaz. Well, finally then they've succeeded to get the Ghana's midfielders to move out of position a bit. And they set the ball up at the front. The possession is squarely in favor of the Portuguese side at 70%. Chip up forward then for Ghana, and the Portuguese side is playing on the halfway line, a very, very high line, just making sure that they stop all the attacks that are coming very short before they get into the Portuguese half. Ruben Diaz, and then to Cancelo, and ultimately then trying to make it tick a bit on the right flank. Bruno Fernandes would want the referee to think that he was unfairly tackled on that side, but the referee doesn't give anything to him. Lucky Williams finds the right touch to bring the ball back to spaces where they can use. Now 3 of them up at the front, but the support will come from the back line again. There was that little worry earlier on that there may be a clash of styles in the way they're playing their game, but at the moment it's looking like they're playing in a similar style, Charles.
Definitely, definitely.
Here is Ghana now, trying to get a chance up at the front. Again, that falls short.
Yeah, they are playing similar, but Portugal seem to have the ball more than Ghana. Ghana is not too much in control, and I will want them to attack more with the ball.
Again, Portugal looking for a position to strike a shot towards goal. This one's over on the other side and out of the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be for Ghana. Again, the other good thing about the game is that the ball has stayed on the field for a long time. Well, the colors of Africa, I told you earlier on, would be the colors of fire as well. Yellow and red is very characteristic of the flags of the African nations. Let to roll off the field of play by Tani Lamate, Leicester City defender. So the party will go on until the World Cup is over. And that means in a couple of weeks. So brace yourself for more partying as clubs manage to go through, manage to get their wins and all that and lead the tables as well. It will all be ingredients for parties. This comes all the way back to Ruben Diaz. And straight on the line again. Cancelo then decides to change the wing. When they get the space, then they move in. When they don't have it, they roll the ball around. This is going to be a foul on Andre. It's going to be a free kick. Guilty man is Ruben Neves. Well, as they grow a little bit older, they've started looking more like the other Ghanaian superstar who's their father. Talking about Abedi Pele. Now they look more like him, don't they? Oh, it's the other way around. Abedi Pele looked like that when he was that age. But he's one of the better known players in Africa that have been produced by Ghana. Chipped into the box again. And Bruno Fernandes doesn't go for it. Although he will be applauding that decision. And the ball as well coming to him from Otavio. Oh, something must have gone into the eyes of Alidou Sedou. He won the tackle and won the possession as well. I don't know what caught his eye. Maybe from this we might just be able to see it. Yeah, well, it wasn't on the eyes then. But he managed to get a free kick for that. There was a foul definitely, but then it wasn't in the eyes. Matizigi tries to send it up at the front. It's a quick rebuff by Bernardo Silva. All the way back again to the goalkeeper. Why is this trade for Saint Gallen in Switzerland? It's an easy loss of ball as well by the Ghanaian side as it's picked up by Bernardo Silva. The cross headed out. Andre out then pushes it back onto that left side. For some reason, the Ghanaian side is not playing on the left side of attack at all and are concentrating everything on the right side. Even the defense is just concentrated on that side, Charles. Well, why would that be?
Because Portugal are oily to close them down. They are not able to come out of their zone. Every now and then when Ghana has the ball, Portugal are quick to close them down and they end up losing the ball. Yes, and this is dangerous because you'll be chasing the ball. Once you chase the ball, you'll be worn out.
They're not changing the ball at all to the left side. I'm talking about Ghana. They're playing on the right side.
Because they close them down early.
So they have been closed on that right side. Okay.
Yeah. Once they gain possession, quickly they close them down. And so they're not able to free themselves and change the situation.
Well, they need to find a way to be able to move it from that side. Otherwise, the pressure will be too much on the right back. And then again, for the Portuguese side, they'll have an easy passage every time they're coming to the right side. Here comes the cross then. It's a long one. It's picked up on the left side by Bernardo Silva, who brings it back. And a hurriedly taken shot from right at the center, where it would have worked very well. Joao Felix didn't take a little time to think about how he was going to send that forward. And ended up fluffing it. Goes over the bar. A 23-year-old forward who plays for Atletico Madrid. repulsion of the move, but sends the ball up at the front. Naki Williams picks it up. And still in the box-to-box, they decide to change it back onto the right side. Abdul Samed finding space on the left side to Baba Rahman. It doesn't go through to the intended. And Portugal again take possession and begin to organize it on the right side. Bruno Fernandes just manages to cut back, but we get a foul off the tackle that comes up from Abdul Samad. Certainly Bruno wanted to leave him going on to the other side, but then there was going to be a clash of bodies there, come what may. And a free kick will be given to the Portuguese side. A close watch will be on Cristiano Ronaldo. When they decide to send it on to the left side, more than trying to get it up to the center. Some good footwork on that right back position, but the danger is that if there's an overload, then there's going to be a little bit of fatigue coming from that side as well. That's why I was thinking they should have. This one, I think, it's going to be ruled offside, and that's why there was a little bit of hesitance there by the time Cristiano Ronaldo was putting it in the net. And again, clear to my point about the overload on the left side. There's going to be a little bit of fatigue there. Ojiku himself was body checked and lost his balance, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo was coming from an offside position as well.
I think
but that portends danger, doesn't it?
It is. But I think Cristiano Ronaldo fouled Chico.
Yep, that could be the case as well. Ghana trying to give one back on this other side. That's going to be another foul then. This is coming off Daniel Amate. Running out into a very interesting match then. At one point I did think that the Ghanaian side was getting caught up in the kind of game that Portugal was playing in itself. It's an obvious foul here on Cristiano Ronaldo from Baba Rahman. I'd already gotten away there, and there was no other way of getting him off the ball other than to stop him from moving. Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva will master how to send it up at the front. Chips it just behind the defenders, not too far off. And the header sends it out for a corner. It's going to be for Portugal. Interestingly, Portugal are actually tipped to win this group, ahead of all the others who are in it, and that includes Uruguay and South Korea, and now Ghana as well. They have to work for it. The goalkeeper Atiziki quickly taking this one, plucking it off the head of his own defender, who was making sure that nothing untoward will happen to the side. possession here and being penalized for holding on here. Captain's not happy about that decision, but it's a decision that has been made already. Cancelo brings it back to the midfield. They do it the same way every time. You know, you can know exactly what to expect from the Portuguese side when they are possession. Unless they're going through the center with the out-and-out striker, they'll run it around on the sides and then use the flanks to be able to bring in the crosses. Alidu Seru brings it back to the defense. And now picked up by Mohamed Salisu. This one doesn't get to the intended. It's picked up easily. Portugal have had 5 attempts at goal, although just one has been on target. In contrast, the statistics on the other side for Ghana don't look very good.
Now, if Ghana has defended more than attacking, that is the main reason.
So you're saying if we put the statistics for defense, then Ghana will be on top with good statistics for defending. That's what Charles is saying. You know, I think they found themselves at the back. They've been pushed onto their backs a little bit by the way Portugal is playing. The possession in Portugal, because they're running the ball around and keeping that possession for real. So you never give them a chance to go through the center. It's going to be the most dangerous thing that you do with the caliber of striker of Cristiano Ronaldo up at the front, looking for just one chance. The advantage play is given here, and then this is taken by the goalkeeper Lawrence Atizigi for the youngster. Oh, Felix. He's got to know that sometimes it's going to come with a lot of body checks that will be very sudden. Defending by Diaz, although the ball is already off the field of play for a corner. It's going to be for Ghana. Yeah, you often know the Ghanaian team is in town when you hear those sounds. The sights and sounds of the Ghanaian troubling supporters anywhere in the world. Quite tell me that he didn't know that it was a corner.
He was far away from the scene.
He was what?
Far away from the scene.
Oh. So what was he going to do there then if he was far away from the scene? It's a corner on the left foot in. Swinger headed out and getting a chance to bring it back in. Another good curve on the left foot will give out another corner for the Black Stars of Ghana. Bruno Fernandes with no alternative but to concede a corner. And some good pressure by the Ghanaian side now. Oh, Baba Rahman. He's going to be taking it. And an outswing on the left foot. Come from the man from Reading. Oh, it was a nicely floated one. The volley doesn't have the desired power on it. Well, no one's quite happy in that defense, and I think that Danilo Pereira feels a little bit unfairly treated there, because he had a knock coming in from his back and he didn't have possession of the ball at all. We've played 38 minutes so far, playing the 39th. The scoreline is still 0-0 at the 974 stadium. Pereira brings it back to the center to Diaz. And then plays it out to Ruben Neves. still kept in play, but only to the opposition. The ball travels slightly faster, this one. They've got to master it quickly enough to be able to run it around. Look at the high line that Portugal is playing. I mean, it's a mark of overconfidence in the way they're playing the high line.
Exactly. But they're sort of controlling the game in that sense. And that is why Ghana is being pushed backwards. You know, but on one or two occasions when Ghana comes out, it might look dangerous for them. So it might go good in favor of Ghana.
Fernando Sancho himself was looking a little bit forlorn in that moment, wondering what he needs to do and worrying about whether he's going to get a goal in the early stages of the game. It's already going to the 40th minute of the game. On to the left side to Cancelo. And they managed to switch it back to the left side. Herrero. Back to the middle. They're going to have the highest percentage statistics of possession for sure, the Portuguese side. They are a possessing side all the time. Good clearance up at the front, but then they don't have the numbers to go there. Portugal nil, Ghana nil. 40th minute of the game in Group H, in which the two other sides have shared a point each. South Korea and Uruguay playing to a 0-0 draw. So the statistics on that table would read that the two have played one, they haven't won any, they haven't lost any, they have drawn one, so they've got 1 point each. It's a good turn now for Ghana, playing it to Baba Rahman on the left side and waiting for support to come from the midfield. Finding it with Abdul Samed. Salisu then leaves it as well. Now they've got more white shots coming into the attack, but then they wait for too long to go for a quality, sharp attack. This was going to be a release, and again on the left side, they haven't noticed that Ronaldo is all alone on that side. He might just have provider this time round, and you know his prowess in the box as well. Gets a return ball, goes onto his left foot as well. On the block, just sends the ball out of the box. This is back to the center for Ruben Diaz. Bruno Fernandes will lift it onto the left side. It's still in Ronaldo's reach. This is going to be a foul here. I don't think Ronaldo's quite expecting that ball to get onto his feet so quickly. Bruno Fernandes did a good thing to chip it into the box area, didn't he?
Yeah, most of the time they always look for him, Ronaldo. It was a very good pass.
Oh, this one is infusing a lot of pain on Felix, but he is the one who's penalized for having gotten into the way of that clearance. And a free kick has been given to So 42 minutes played and still 0-0. Well, the only thing that has been consistent is the dance out there, Charles. I can tell you the attack in that dance has been very intense. The intensity of the dance.
That is how we support. That's how
it's probably more than the intensity of the game at the moment. Some of that intensity needs to be, translated into the game in itself, just so that it can move a little bit faster. Portugal, for some reason, very confident in their build-up, right from their box, from their defense area into the final third. Just keep rolling the ball around. Sanchez again. Going to be getting it very hard from the more experienced defenders who are in there. Good footwork now coming off Mohamed Kudus. And a foul in the offing as well. Just totally missing that one. and making it look like an opportunity on this other side for Portugal. Bernardo Silva. And then the cross coming off the feet of Cancelo. Rolls on to the other side, again picked up by Portugal. Sanchez. Nice little chip again, and a lift that goes over from the right side. A cheeky one at that, and Otavio, I think, wanted to carve it back onto the other side, but it ended up going towards Artizigi. Again, it's one moment where Ghana was on their back again.
Yeah. But honestly, Portugal are doing well, but Ghana is also defending very well, and that is why it's very difficult. Where it matters most, they denied Portugal when they get into the box.
Well, an aerial challenge here for the ball, but ultimately it is won by Portugal, and a yellow card as well for that very high boot coming from Mohamed Kudus. It's the first card of this game. In the 45th minute of the game. I think he just lifted his boot a little bit too high up in trying to make sure that that clearance was not going to get the ball away from that area. Playing the added time, and not much of it, just 2 minutes of added time in this one. We haven't had much of the ball going off the field, so we haven't had much of the throw-ins and everything else and the stoppages that come with it. Oh, it's going to be a foul, that one. And it's Joao Felix. He's making the dashing runs from the left side. He's taking the attention away from Cristiano Ronaldo. And then Otavio takes the attention away on this other side. That way the pressure comes off Cristiano, but then also, you know, becomes a dummy kind of striker on either side to allow Cristiano to probably move better in there. Oh. So close to the goalkeeper, just about 40 seconds remaining. So, Charles, how would you analyze the two teams, starting with Portugal? How do you think they have played, and how do you think Ghana has played as well?
I think Portugal have done so well by way of controlling the game, the pace of the game, when to go forward, when to backwards and attack. But Ghana has sort of done little going forward and defended very, 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 very well. And so I hope in the second half we'll see a different ball game altogether. Ghana will have the courage also to play and attack. And then we'll see.
You're hoping they will have the courage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see if the hope springs eternal in this game. But in halftime, it's the Portuguese side that has done more attacking in front of goal and has had more goal attempts, although they didn't turn into goals. The Ghanaians
which was disallowed by the referee, referee Ismail Efa. He is an American, but originally a Moroccan, who naturalized as an American. He's a mechanical engineer. They decided to pursue referee. He's the best referee in America. He was very, very smart, spotting Ronaldo, pushing his marker, because any other referee who was not smart would have allowed that goal, and that is why Ronaldo was very, very upset. And you can see the head-to-head attempts at goal 3 against 0 from Ghana, and one attempt that's against 0 from Ghana. And you can see passes completed, 82 for Portugal, 71 for Ghana. And you see the fouls as well. So clearly, Portugal played that well, and Fatal, the way they play, they have to really maintain their discipline, because Portugal keeps creating the opportunities.
Yes, they have to keep their discipline, but still we have to score too. So that's what will bring the change in the second half. I'll give credit to the goalkeeper. He was good. He was
Loris Atizi.
He did well. That one save, one important save, when he came out, closed Ronaldo down, and then opened the body for a split save. That's wonderful for him. So this will give him confidence. I know this time, if you are playing a game, and then they are defending well, the only time you can score is when you start getting set pieces. So they should be very careful. They should play them high, as John was saying. They should play them high. If there be some, they should be higher. It shouldn't be deep to our defending defending area. It will be very dangerous for us, because they know they can't penetrate, they can't break through, they can't get to the finishing position easy. So they always go to the flanks. So we should be very careful not to concede any set pieces.
Yes, so far Ghana has kept their discipline, John, which is very important. Primarily, they don't have to concede, and it's precisely what they're doing. So the back 3, very, very solid indeed. Jiku, Amate, and Salisu. And Alidu is playing so well. So they're keeping their shape, but they would have to score. And if they decide to open up, that is where they create all those opportunities for the Portugal. I'm wondering whether you think they're going to keep this shape, and if this is the shape they're going to keep, how are they going to score?
Ghana and Portugal, these two teams are being more tactical. So whoever loses the cool, the head, is going to lose the match. So they need to keep the discipline going and keep the information that the coach has given them, the team plan. It's very, very important to keep it going, because how long is Portuguese going to do that? Because at the end of the day, they're going to get frustrated, and they will open for us to get the counter-attack. Because whilst we are waiting for them to bring the ball, whilst we are keeping our shape, definitely there's going to be a counter-attack, a quick transition, which we have men who are going to do it. And the second half, I believe that there will be maybe 2 or 3 changes, then we'll bring our speed stars in that will use the flanks and bring the balls in for us.
Well, the tactical shift means that, Baba Rahman, well, we go straight to Otieno and seek our corner in commentary position.
About to take off, and former international Otto Addo's charges at the moment have not been firing as they are expected against a very well-drilled Portuguese side that has been running the ball nicely and that's taken the statistics on the ball percentage possession to a very, very high percentage on their side. And that just means that something new has got to happen to the Ghanaian side when they come into the game. The difficulty is that if they open up the game too much, then they have the risk of not getting possession at all and will be punished by the Portuguese side. And the other thing is, if they close the game too much, then they really will not be able to create the chances to be able to score the goals. Now, those two things then put some limitations on how far the Ghanaian team can open up their game. That is the challenge as we take into the second half of the Group H match at the 974 Stadium in the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Again, it will be interesting to see just what happens in the midfield, because the Portuguese side has just managed to deny the Ghanaian side the possession. 4-1-2-3 is the format that they have preferred. And it's largely worked for them in terms of getting the ball to their side most of the time. But then how does Ghana counter that? And what do they need to do then to get at least into possession and ultimately progressively towards goal? For Portugal, has been working all the way to the line, trying to get a cross in. And Otavio doesn't believe that he doesn't get a corner for that. You and I will always have a second look here. And he tried to think that should have been Thomas Partey. But you and I know that it wasn't there. 5-4-1 is the formation that is used by the Ghanaian side. Charles Ekunora has been the Ghana national team and a national coach as well. In contrast, Charles, the two formations are locking the defense for the Ghanaian side, but giving a lot of room for the midfielders of Portugal to operate in.
Exactly. And the same story like in the first half. They've controlled because most of the situation is that Ghana is going always backwards, and it's very good. It gives them a room to operate, and it's not too good for Ghana.
Oh, they need to have some progressive play, the Ghanaian side. Otherwise, they will invite the attacks from the Portuguese side most of the time. And as is customary with consistent attacks, you know, at some point, then the defense will buckle up, and there will be a little bit of a problem there. Baba Rahman then picks this one up, and they have to start it from their half. A change onto the right side is not a bad idea, but progressive play should be encouraged more and more. Now, finding space in the midfield is a good idea as well by Daniel Amate. This is Alidou Seydou. And finding space to move on the right side as well, plus a free kick to boot. So they become very legible if every time then they are putting the ball backwards and battling most of the time. This would be a good idea then to try and go out for a fast break. For once now then, it looked like Andre Ayew was progressively out there. This is going to be a foul here. And it's Andre Ayew who's been yellow carded. Went in just a little bit too hard in frustration after he didn't get the ball at that time. Looks like he's training a little bit, Andre Ayew. Maybe something in his eyes. Captain of the side has not shown the brilliance that we expected from him for the Ghana side. The Portuguese side is ready to make their first substitution in this game. But I expected there to be a little bit of a change in the way the two sides would play, Charles, especially Ghana. You said that you believe they have something up their sleeves, they're going to change something. What did you expect to be changed in the game?
Well, somebody who has attack minded, you know, an attacking player who could come and give something up front, you know, because anytime they try to move forward, they bring the ball backwards. Anytime they try to move forward, there's only a few times that they've attacked, and it's not too good.
Well, that's quite true then. They've been backpedaling most of the time. Now I think they've put Andre Ayew to play more progressively, but he's being outrun most of the time. And I think he was called for an offside at that time. He needs to time his runs correctly as well. That's him on the right side, and he's already coming from an offside position going back, so it's going to be offside. He needs to just time the runs correctly, and I think that's the decision they've made. But they're going to be progressive in the attack so far. Just push back to Herrero. And now the Ghanaian side is trying to cut down on the possession that the Portuguese side was enjoying massively in the first half. Michelle lost possession of that ball, but here's a good run, but then too many green stockings might just impede the path of the good run that was coming from Ahmed Kudus. Well, now coming out of their cocoon is the best thing they've done so far, the Ghanaian side. Because it means they can be able to get onto possession. This is a cross coming from the right side. Sedu doing a good job of bringing in the ball there, but I don't know why they didn't do much with it at that point. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo is brought down. A little bit of a pinch that he feels after that tackle. They had tackled by the Clermont defender Alidou Seydou. They move back into their defensive cocoon very quickly when they're under attack. You play to the whistle. You don't expect things to just happen by miracle. The Portuguese side was expecting that a free kick will be given there. It's given an opportunity for the Ghanaian side to come out on a first attack. Abdul Samed now. Chips it back onto the left side. And Kudus doesn't do a good job of it, does he, Charles?
No. So I got it right. Didn't get it right this time.
Well, there's no answer to that question. I don't know either why he did that. And I think that's the same question. Like, why did he cross it so big on that side that is being asked there? Get a touch on that ball for sure, so a corner that has been given to Ghana. Taking too long to try and go for a shot. It's a low one and not too much power on it, not any accuracy on it as well. This is abandoned by Bruno Fernandes, just coming from Otavio. Wanted to put Bruno Fernandes into a run on the left side, but it just went too far ahead of Fernandes. The Ghanaian side is trying the same thing as well. I think I do believe my hunch when I say that the Ghanaian side initially suffered because they tried to play so much like the Portuguese side. And they often say if you try to play somebody else's game, then you're at danger because they know their game better. But I think they fell prey in the first half of trying to play the same way as Portugal. Now maybe they're infusing their own style into the game.
I think the fun of now coming forward, coming and attacking, which is a good sign. And hopefully they will continue to do that.
Well, this is pushed through for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's on the left side of attack. He's got only one marker. And who denies him a chance to bring in a shot and a cross as well. Just cuts the angle and makes it very acute for Cristiano Ronaldo. Here comes the Black Stars of Ghana now. They got 4 men up at the front. And good shot coming off the left foot of Mohamed Kudus. And he does the right thing as well. He runs right in front of Herrero, and he knows very well that any touch on him diagonally across, actually in front of Ruben Neves, he knows that any touch on him would be a foul, and then unleashes a shot that forces the goalkeeper to pull himself full length. Although he doesn't get into the net, it's the best move so far that Ghana has had in this game, Charles.
Definitely. I think that was a very good, intelligent move. He's also very, very strong on the ball, and that is his strength to attack. And of course, the way he moved, if had he touched him, would be a foul. Very, very good attempt. Unfortunately,
being walked off the field of play. And he is the man who's coming in for the substitution. Strength of Otavio. It's a midfielder who's rolling very nicely down on the right side most of the time. Then back into the midfield. Portugal trying to get back into the comfort of how they were playing earlier on in the first half. Ghana making sure they deny them that. So a foul here and a yellow card it will be. I mean, there's how hard you can play, but you've got to be careful with how hard you play. Well, Sedu quite unhappy with that decision by the referee. Thinks that he just took off. He may have a little bit of reason there. I'm looking at it the second time. Sanchez. Sedu has got the advantage of the baby locks. Now Sanchez feels the pinch again there. So there's a lot of anxiety in the game as well, and not sure what the referee is waiting for here. It's like it's not going to be booked a second time for sure. Yeah. I was afraid that if Andre got booked again, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
All did Sedu
immediately
has already gotten a yellow card. Just waiting to see what else the referee wants to do here. There's a lot of instructions that are coming to him. But he's told him to calm down. You can read the lips that he's saying, don't do that again. If you do it, there's going to be trouble. Charles, you were saying something.
He shouldn't have. He got a card. He was booked. Therefore, he should have moved away from the scene. You know? This was not necessary. It was not necessary at all.
Well, Alidu. Sedu, the man from Clermont, just proving that he's a hard nut to crack there, but he's got to do it within the laws of the game as prescribed by the referee in this one as well. And Joao Felix now knows very well that he's not going to go into a challenge that is not football related, because they tried to challenge him into some physique, and I guess the dreadlocks of Alidu Sedu of an effect on him. We're back into the game. You know very well that stoppage will be added at the end of this game, so it will be put on to stoppage time. 0-0 the scoreline. The long ball coming from Herrero is going to go off the field of play. There's going to be substitutions being made by the Ghanaian side as well. On the left is the former Newcastle manager, Chris Hughton, who's also on that bench together with Otto Addo. Oh, what a mistake coming from the defenders of the Ghanaian side. Oh, Baba working hard and getting possession out of this one. I don't know what exactly Bernardo Silva wanted from that. He wasn't touched at all. Just the fact that you fall down doesn't mean that you get the benefit of having a free kick. Two players, it looks like. Tariq Lamptey seems to be getting prepared for it, and the midfield, Osman Bukhari as well.
These two guys coming in are speedsters from the wings. Hopefully,
they're what?
Very, very fast.
They're fast. Tariq Lamptey is a defender, isn't he? From Brighton and Albion.
Exactly.
Osman Bukhari is a midfielder. Plays for Red Star Belgrade, hoping that they're going to change a little bit of how the game is being played, or maybe they're just preparing also to pull out Alidu Sedu, because he might just get himself in trouble. Judging by the way he's been going, he's a hard player, and currently has been booked by the referee. You would be afraid to lose him altogether. This is pulled into the box by the goalkeeper, Diego Costa. 61 minutes played. 0-0 is the scoreline. Fernandez. And out on the left side. Ghana has given little room to Portugal to run around with possession, but then again they've got to watch their backs. Well, that's a foul and a penalty that has been given to Cristiano Ronaldo. The Ghanaians are trying to give instructions to the referee to try and check on the VAR. Ronaldo was approaching the ball here, and Mohamed Salih looking for it. Well, Salihu's body goes to Ronaldo, but Salihu's foot gets the ball as well. The referee has whistled for a penalty. Ismail El-Fat, the centre referee, comes into very sharp focus for that decision as well. And Cristiano Ronaldo's moment at the World Cup also comes in. 23 penalties for Portugal in World Cups. Cristiano Ronaldo will be taking this one for sure. Ziggy will also come into focus now. The St. Gallen goalkeeper in his 12th cap for the Black Stars of Ghana. Mr. El-Fat has stayed his ground and called it for a penalty. Well, there's often the rule of what you do in the box, and any touch on a striker who's got the ball in there results into denying a goal-scoring opportunity. Cristiano Ronaldo gets a chance to redeem himself and to bring himself back into focus of the world in terms of football after a not very good 1 month in which he has terminated his contract with Manchester United as well. That's Cristiano Ronaldo. Puts it in the net, puts the power in it. That opens the scoreline here for Portugal. And sets a little bit of a celebration and a frenzy at the 974 Stadium. A little bit of relief as well from the coach, Fernando Sanchez. Well, there was an expectation of a goal coming in this game, but the expectation was not that it was going to come from a penalty. As they often say, penalties are part of the game as well, and Cristiano scores the first goal here for Portugal. You got a chance to review it as well. He had the touch on the ball earlier on, and the hand of Salihu on the body check sends him off balance. Ismail El-Fat was very quick to give it out for a penalty, but the power that Cristiano puts in it is actually what sends it to the net, Charles.
Exactly. The power behind was too much for Ziggy. I think his rich experience, and most of the time in situations like that, 80% a goal from Cristiano Ronaldo.
And he also lifts it slightly higher up. I mean, the goalkeeper goes in the right direction, but then because it's not that low, it's lifted slightly up. And it gets into the net. The scoreline has changed. Portugal 1 and Ghana 0. 65 minutes of play gone now. And two things usually would happen when that happens is that the intensity of the game goes higher as the team that has conceded then tries to make up for it, or the team that has scored then follows it up with another performance to notch in another one. So those two things then might just get us to a very exciting game in the 24 minutes that are remaining in this one in regular time. Well, Ghana will need to be the ones finding the front most of the time. The shot takes a little deflection off Herrero, but it's picked up by the goalkeeper. King of course quickly enough. So Seydou has been substituted, and Tariq Lamptey has come in his place. It looked like a very obvious substitution because of what Alidou Seydou was getting himself into. I think the coach has just decided to save him from. Otherwise, Alidou Seydou has just proved himself as a very hard tackling defender on
Yes.
the right side.
I think it was a clever change. He could be booked again.
It's Ronaldo again. Some fancy footwork this time round, denied by Abdul Samed. And Ghana picking up position. Down on the right side is Mohamed Kudus. On the left side is Mohamed Kudus. Looking for Rawley to enough men presenting themselves for the opportunity. It's a shot that comes up quite unexpectedly as well, and not very well taken as well. Fifth World Cup goal for Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, he put in the power, didn't he?
Well, power behind. Like you said, that Ziggy went to the right direction, but unfortunately, he couldn't get it.
Cristiano Ronaldo has been said to be a man who routinely just silences the people who are criticizing him. And again, he stepped up to the plate here and sent the stadium into a frenzy and the other side of the stadium into a silence. Just announcing that he's not yet finished at all. Not at the national level, not at club level. Send the ball onto the left side. And Rahman just couldn't get to it. The throw-in is going to be for Portugal. Long switch onto the left side. Oh, it's foul, of course. Very obvious push coming off Tariq Lamptey. Well, Sanchez has been the recipient of a lot of pushes and a lot of probably because he's playing in the midfield as well. Or rather, Felix, I beg your pardon. I'm talking about how Felix is a forward, but he's had a lot of pushes coming onto him lots of times.
He's one of the guys, if you allow him, he can make things happen. And so I think Ghana are aware of his strength.
Oh, Charles has just given us an explanation of why they're fouling him most of the time. So very deliberate then to make sure that he doesn't stay on his feet and doesn't stay on the ball. But you've got to do it legally then. Otherwise, the risk is that he will continually be causing a foul. This is chipped back into the midfield. Cristiano, and he didn't want to stay long on the ball. Again, that's Felix who was going for that one. Is that for a throw-in? For
Tari. Suleiman Tari.
Oh, very famous Ghanaians, aren't they? Up there on the sideline.
Yeah, Toure.
Yep, Toure and Suleiman Tari. Watching this one from the side stands, the VIP stands, of course. Felix doesn't get his pass through. A good return ball by Ghana to Daniel Amate, who then moves it onto the left side. A long shot, this one. well on target by Kudus, but stopped by the goalkeeper. The best shot so far that has been taken by the Ghanaian side all through the game. And Kudus seems to be the man that the Black Stars would have been relying on. That was a hot shot, wasn't it, Charles?
It was. But I think Ghana has improved in the second half, even though they are defeated. Previously, I was complaining of them being...
Oh, they get a chance, and Ayew puts the ball into the net from sheer hard work from the left side. And Andre Ayew gets to the end of a good push from the back. Ghana level scores here. That will be a little bit of a relief for all the fans and also the players. And of course, back home in Ghana, there'll be a big celebration for it. Didn't look like it was going to come to anything. Pushed into the left. The defenders just mistakenly leave it hanging around, and then that sneaking through between Herrera and the other defender behind, with a mistake coming from Herrera, who didn't take it into his possession, leaves the two defenders exposed. And Andre Ayew in a good position to put it into the net. Suleiman had every reason to celebrate, and so did and a host of other Ghanaian fans as well. Cristiano Ronaldo is wondering what has happened there.
I was saying that they've improved by way of coming on in attack, and now you can, even though we've considered, and then it just happened. So I'm quite happy that they've done that. And Dede is always good in the box. He knows exactly where to. He smells it. He smells the goal. He knows where to be at the right time.
Oh, he's able to score then at 1-1. And so we still have a game in our hands with 16 minutes of play remaining in regular time. Cristiano Ronaldo stopped short from getting further up in terms of the attack. This will go back to the goalkeeper, Atizigi. Mohamed Salisu will have it on the left side then. Ruben Diaz. And leaves it in the midfield to Carvalho. Simicin with the ball. Chips it onto the left side. For the first time, Pereira was beaten to a ball in that box, and seemed to have been caught in a little bit of a stitch when he was trying to clear it. The predatory instincts of Andre Ayew then allows him to just have one touch on it that put the ball into the net. Cristiano Ronaldo's 65th penalty and 73rd minute goal by Andre Ayew. Leaves it at 1-1. I remember the other teams in the group as well played to a draw, but with goals here, that it means that one of these two teams then will be moving up to the top of this group, as the Black Stars make a substitution, and Mohamed Kudus goes onto the bench. There are two men getting ready to come in. Andre Ayew also seems to be giving away the captain's armband, and I've just seen his brother getting ready to come into the field of play. But that was a good sneak through there. I was looking for where to celebrate from. So Bukhari has come into play, and Jordan Ayew has also come into play. Neves also takes a bow in this one. And now there'll be a little bit of change and some fresh legs up at the front as well for the Ghanaian side. Jordan Ayew's first touch doesn't propel him further up. Well, this one has been let to go through, and the chip puts the ball into the net from Felix. Makes it look so easy. The defense, of course, will come into sharp focus as to why they did not cut him down. And just when the Ghanaians made some changes that were intended to make it much better for them up at the front, Felix then dampens the mood. Although he electrifies the mood for the Portuguese side, it didn't look like a dangerous through ball here. But why it wasn't stopped by Baba Rahman is the question to answer.
That was a poor defensive work from him. He didn't stand well, and so it was very difficult. It was a through pass, difficult for him to get the ball, and of course Felix was running through and he got it.
Well, Baba tried to turn and didn't get onto that ball. The chip gets over the goalkeeper, Artizigi, and into the net. And for the hard work that Joao Felix has had all through, he is rewarded. And starts off another celebration on the bench. Well, yeah, got surprised because they were still celebrating what had happened. They didn't believe that a goal has been scored against them. I mean, they just scored in the 73rd minute. The substitution on Jordan Ayew came in a few minutes after that, and then a goal in the 77th minute. Oh, very quick action in the field of play. And Portugal on top of this one again. Ghana getting it back into the midfield. Jordan Ayew didn't touch it well. This is Bruno Fernandes who's making a dash for it. Looking at the options, passing it on to the right side. Another goal! And it looks like it's going to stand. So 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Portuguese side. Just a quick run that gets the Ghanaians off track completely. Well, Bruno Fernandes started the run in the midfield, and you certainly cannot blame Artizigi at all. It's the loss of that possession at that point that begins the run here. Bruno Fernandes is quickly off the blocks. He's got 2 men on the right side and 1 man on the left side who's probably more open than everybody else. And that curve beats the goalkeeper. Couldn't do anything about it.
Does it not look like offside?
Well, Rafael Leao puts the ball into the net for the Portuguese side. One of the men who was expected to be turning up big for the Portuguese side came in late to the game, but still stepped up. Of Andre Ayew. '77th and '79th minute. Well, you could. The scoreline is Portugal 1 for Ghana. I think the defense has just got to watch out for those through balls, because they are the ones that are opening up the defense totally, and the runs are causing trouble there, Charles.
So Ghana was really defending, as we said, very deep, and this time around, because they started to attack, they lost the ball. Portugal was very quick in attack. A 2 pass, a goal.
Two through passes. Again, I will insist the focus is on the defense and why they're getting taken by the through passes. Oh, what is this then for? It's going to be very deliberate. So we know he just came in a few minutes ago. I think the referee is not going to spare him for that. Well, he has, hasn't he? It's Rafael Leao, Milan man. To watch out for the first runs. That's where they are losing every team when the run is that fast. Again, Cristiano Ronaldo has been left off. He was going to chip this over the goalkeeper. I think there is an offside.
Yeah. But I think they've lost focus a bit in terms of how they defended, the opposition from the back. They've lost it.
But look at how high they were.
Yeah.
That's at the halfway mark. And, I mean, that's where they are, and that's where the problem is coming in, because when they have to run back, then it's a good distance that they have to cover when they're running back.
Sometimes when you are behind, you are forced to do certain things that is not right, and that's what is happening. Earlier on it was 0-0, defending very well, very good. They were behind by one. They also thought of attacking. And then,
Oh, Charles, you've defended the Ghanaian side enough.
No.
The in defense.
They are not well organized.
Pushing up too far,
exactly.
Playing a high line, and that's dangerous. That's it. So it doesn't matter whether they have been defending well. When you push up like that, you've got to know when you're going to come back. If you don't come back, you're going to be punished. That's just the way football goes.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Exactly what I mean. I mean,
and a foul here that is going to come in focus. They're getting a little bit desperate now, with just about 6.5 minutes in regular time remaining and 3 goals to Portugal. Ghana will have to find some energy and speed if they are to even tie this game, and that will bother them a little bit for the remaining minutes.
Portugal have pushed Ghana. I mean, done well in terms of how they've possessed and kept the ball, and within 20 minutes, if Ghana has considered how many goals? Two goals.
It was actually within 3 minutes.
Okay.
Andrea was just on the bench, and before even celebrated being on the bench, the Portuguese side had leveled their score and had scored another one.
They lost focus within that period of time.
It's back into the middle then, and again looking for an avenue to use. Osman Bukhari is part of this attack at the moment. Bruno Fernandes has picked it up for the Portuguese side. Again, it's the high line that might just make it very difficult in the back in their quest to try and get a goal. So again, the difficult task of attacking and defending. Is what is going to be the undoing. And the cross headed out by Pereira. On the other big man they brought into the game. Rafael Leao trying to push it back into the midfield. They're trying the same thing they did earlier on in just easily putting the ball around to try and displace the defenders of the Ghana side. Bernardo Silva. Felix is probably happier now that he's already scored a goal for himself as well. That was the target of a lot of foul attacks from the defenders. substitutes that the Portuguese side wants to bring in at the same time. And so João Paulinho, who plays for Fulham, will be one of the men who will be coming in. Bernardo Silva, Felix and Cristiano Ronaldo will take a rest at the moment. Gonçalo Ramos of Benfica is one of us who's coming in. And then João Mario as well is coming into play, the man who plays for Benfica. So the two partners up at Benfica will also be partnered up for the Portuguese side. Still a big inspiration to the Portuguese side, Ronaldo. And a throw into Ghana's Black Stars. Gives away, throw into the Ghanaian side. It's going to be taken by Tariq Lamptey. They don't have the luxury of time. They couldn't work fast enough to be able to score 2 goals in 2 minutes, but there will be added time in this one. Long run down on the left side. If it can be able to bring it in for a cross again, it takes a little interception and then into the net. And Ghana redeem one again. Off Osman Bukhari. Quite unexpectedly again. And again coming off a blundering defense. With the run on that left side, it takes a little deflection, just like he did earlier on, to leave Bukhari on his own to put the ball in the net. Almost in a similar situation that Andre Ayew was in when he headed the ball into the net, Charles.
That's right. I think Abba did a lot of effort in getting him the ball, and what he needed to do was just to head in. That was a very good run.
And it brings back the belief in the fans that they could still. Now the nerves obviously are not going to be calm here. Especially at this time that the game is just about to come to an end. And the goals are piling in. Well, it doesn't matter how much explanations they'll be giving to each other. The referee insists that in a sportsmanship gesture, they will have to shake hands, and also he wants just the two of them there. So a yellow card to both of them. Sometimes it's very difficult to be a referee, I tell you. Inaki gets a yellow card. And Pereira also does get a yellow card. And a free kick is given to Ghana. 9 minutes of additional time. Anything happens in this game. 5 goals so far that we have seen. And it's not over yet. As the Black Stars will pick it up outside of the box. Right inside. Going to get a corner out of this. So a goal kick, I beg your pardon, for their troubles.
They're still arguing.
Not exactly sure what Pereira is telling them. It's going to be a free kick. So a lot that you can do with 9 minutes in a game of football. Just a confirmation of the earlier yellow card for Inaki Williams, the man from Athletic Bilbao. As Ghana make another substitution. Daniel Kofi Kere from SC Freiburg comes in the midfield. 92nd minute substitution. forward and then forget in the back. Unless, of course, can get the Portuguese side for the oxygen it need as well. The Ghanaian side would probably acclimatize much better in Qatar than the Portuguese side would. Oh, he already has scored a goal and has got 5 World Cup goals now. It's going to be a goal kick for the Portugal side. Well, the one thing about the Portuguese side is that they don't have a superstar, so everybody is a star in the game, and they're all playing as a team as well. That has also just become very visible in the Ghanaian team after the substitutions have been made, where they're all moving together as a team and attacking hard as well. Well, again, Ghana pick it up. 3 men already up at the front waiting for it. The progressive play that we were talking about earlier on has become visible for Ghana. They have to watch their back. Well, move down on the right side and then trying to cut it. Rafael almost made it a dangerous time again for the Ghana side. Goalkeeper forced into an error here. Bruno Fernandes taking one for the team, just a very deliberate pull there to cut off the momentum, as he knows that Ghana was on the ascendancy. Just took a little bit too much time to get the ball out there. It was Antoine Semenyo, one of the substitutes brought into the game earlier on. Well, tries to get a shot in. It's deflected out and Ghana pick up the possession. They've got a sense of urgency, knowing very well that time is not on their side and knowing that they would like to tie this game. The Portuguese side, in spite of the urgency, will not abandon their style as well. This will go out of the field of play for a throw-in. Of Daniel Kofi Kiere. Five goals so far in this game, and just about 3.5 minutes now remaining in this game. Bruno Fernandes gets it back and is banged it squarely into the chest of Lamptey. It's going to be a long road back home if the Ghanaian side doesn't get a leveling goal. Onto the left side for Bruno Fernandes. And then they joined into the attack by Carvalho. It's going to be a foul here. I don't know what Amate is saying. They seem to have been in a conversation there. It right in front of the goalkeeper, who pushes it back into play. Ghana is looking at trying to mount a counter-attack, playing the 8th minute of the added 9 minutes in this game. They've had fortune breaking through on the left side. They were looking at trying to do the same thing. For Andre Ayew, he barely had celebrated on the bench. There is a shot that takes the top netting from Osman Bukhari. It can be a little bit of a headache for either side if you think that the ball is, gonna get the results that you require. But generally, Charles, what would you say about the match altogether?
I think from the word go, Portugal were in control. They played very well. It was difficult for them to penetrate in the first half. Second half, they made use of their opportunity and the chances they had, and scored at least 3 goals. And Ghana fought back at every given time. They never gave up. But as it looks now, Ghana is losing 2-2.
Portugal in a very pensive mood here. Just a couple of seconds remaining in this game. And they became a running team, the Ghanaian side, after the substitution that had been made earlier on. They were a little bit of a rigid team, in my opinion, and they opened up after the substitutions, used the flanks very well to bring in the crosses, managing to force the errors on the defenders of the Portuguese side, and that's how they scored the goals. That's right from the start. My opinion is that it would have been a much better time for them. They've had fortune on that left side. Again, it comes close to goal with 2 of the Ghanaian stars up at the front. Only the goalkeeper, Diego Costa, stands in the way of that. Well, again, this has been robbed from the goalkeeper. Complacency, almost giving it away. That will be worth seeing again and again on what could have happened here. I think the goalkeeper was taking his time there. Yes, Bruno Fernandes as well is come off. And Leo Rafael then decides to move backwards to get possession and help from his teammates. Little touch again. And that's the final whistle then from Mr. Ismail El Fatah. Ghana narrowly losing to Portugal in a game that Portugal seemed to have enjoyed total control in terms of ball percentage possession. This is what happened here. The ball is placed down. The goalkeeper doesn't have that situational awareness, and a quick clearance and comes in from Pereira. Cristiano Ronaldo was in a little bit of shock on what could have happened had that ball been put into the net. But